All right, let's look at the homework 2.7, problem number 6. And we want to find the derivative f prime of a using the definition. All right, so let's do that. All right, so I'm going to write down the definition first. You have f prime of a. The definition is we have a limit as h approaches 0. Then we have a difference quotient, which is f of a plus h minus f of a, and then all over h. All right, so let's put the let's do one by one. So I'm going to take care of the limit later. So you have a limit as h approaches 0. All right, f of a plus h. So every time you see t, since t is the variable, we're going to replace it by a plus h. All right, well, actually, I have to give a little bit more room here. All right, so I'm going to let's see, not that. I'm going to just bring this guy down a bit. All right, then here. All right, so I'm going to replace t by a plus h. So you have a 4. T. So you have a plus h and a plus 8. And then there's a t, so you have a plus h and plus 5. Right? So that's f of a plus h. F of a is just replacing t by a, so we can do that. So 4a plus 8 over a plus 5. All right? So got that. And then all over h. Right? Then what we need to do is so we have two fractions upstairs, so we're going to have to find the common denominator so that we can combine them. Right? So the easiest way to find the common denominator is just multiply the denominators together. So you have a plus h plus 5 and a plus 5. All right, then let's see, I'm going to do a little bit of computation up here. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute 4 to a and h. So we get, what's this? So this guy, the numerator of the first fraction is 4a plus 4h plus 8. All right. All right, so common denominator. So since we multiply the denominator by quantity a plus 5 on the bottom, we're going to have to multiply the numerator by a plus 5. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to do, let's say, a times 4a, 4a squared. All right, a times 4h plus 4ah, a times 8, 8a. All right, now distribute 5. 5 times 4a is 20a. And 5 times 4h is 20h. 5 times 8 is 40. All right, and a minus. Now, since we multiply a plus 5 by a plus h plus 5, we're going to have to multiply the numerator by the same thing. All right, so I'm going to put parentheses. A times 4a is 4a squared. A times 8 is 8a. H times 4a is 4ah. H times 8 is 8h. And 5 times 4a is 20a. 5 times 8 is 40. Right? So that's kind of long. All right. But the good thing is you can cancel out a bunch of things. Right? 4a squared. 4a minus 4a squared. 4ah minus 4ah. 8a minus 8a. Right? There's let's see, 20a minus 20a. And there's, I'm going to skip this one, 40 minus 40. Right? Then we can combine the leftover one. So you have 20h. This is minus, right? Minus 8h. So it's going to be 12h, right? All right, then you can actually, since there's only 12h left over, you're dividing by h, so we can actually cancel those out as well. All right, then what's left is write down. So there's so it's going to be a limit. There's a 12 left over, and h is gone. So you have a plus h plus 5 times a plus 5, and the h is going to 0. Right? So you see that h is approaching 0, so this guy basically disappears. And what's left is there's a 12 on top. Right, so you have a plus 5 times itself, so you have a plus 5 squared. Right, so that's the f prime of a that we are looking for. Right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.